Well, my clock says it's 7, so y'all come on in this room. Hey, Miss Queen Libra. Hey, darling, what is up, you guys?
Good evening and a happy Friday to all.
You guys. Today, I don't even know what I watched today between the three soap operas that I watched. I don't know what I watched today. I have no idea. Everybody got some kind of foolishness going. Oh no, I will tell you what Esme did when we get to talking about GH. I'm gonna talk about Esme because I live for that little girl right now. But as far as Genoa City and Los Angeles, probably the
You-
most standout thing for me was that Taylor and Victoria was wearing the same outfit.
I saw that. I was like, wait, that I didn't I just see that a little while ago? And sure enough, it was the same jumpsuit in different colors.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the studio got a discount.
Probably did. It was probably on sale.
Mm-mm-mm. Now this mess. First of all, Genoa City, I'm about tired of them. Victoria is an idiot because if I stole $250 million from somebody, I wouldn't feel the need to gloat in their face about it.
The
But
last thing I'm gonna do is stand there and look in your face, talk about, well, this was all my con to get my daddy's money back from you. I never forgave you for these lies you told, even though you saved my life. Let's be real here. We're not Logans, and you just can't be throwing me a body part and expect I'm going to forget you stole my baby. No, this is my daddy's money, and I'm getting on my daddy's airplane, and I'm going back to my daddy's house, and you can just suck it, Ashlyn. And I'm looking at her like, chick, that you
you,
here with the man by yourself. Your ass gonna go missing just like that time Gary had you up there in that treehouse. Go on.
So this whole time she's been acting like,
faking.
oh Jesus.
And she,
Apparently, ever since she came back from Switzerland, it's all been one big act.
right.
So says her.
And she used Nicholas because she know Nicholas is still loyal to the soil, and he run to tell Mama everything and tell
Mm-hmm.
Dad everything. So she confided in Nicholas, and Nicholas went and do what Nicholas do and told everybody. Well, Victoria told me that this she fixing to go on up here and live her life, and she don't need us no more.
And the
So
sad part is, it took Sharon asking the obvious question: why would she tell you that?
right.
Stu-
Sharon is like, dude, we done been together since 1991, and I don't never remember your sister in any iteration sitting here being this damn open door with you about shit going on when y'all got beef with your daddy. Like, this ain't Victor. Why is you listen to her? Okay, well, maybe y'all dynamic changed. I ain't been a Newman in a long time. I'm over here trying to grieve my husband. Y'all do what the Newmans do, and I'm gonna sit here and watch. I just
Babu.
can't believe that idiot telling that man to his face. Like, that's some shit villains do when they getting away with it. Yes, I took
mm-hmm.
all of your money.
What are you gonna do about it, bro?
And I have all the money in my account, and my plane is waiting on the tarmac to speed me on my escape.
And she
This
sounded like
idiot.
she sounded like a damn fool. Because first of all, my thing is this, honey, what does Ashland have left to lose at this point? He don't
Right.
have that. He don't have access to Harrison no more. And here's the thing, I get it. He lied to you, but the bottom line is this: if he a liar, then you Newmans is a bunch of swindlers. Because Victor paid him that $500 million to walk away from you and his whole company. He gave half of that money to Nick to try to, I guess, make peace, and then you just stole the other half of it. So you telling me that because he lied about cancer and broke your little old heart, that you feel you're entitled to his whole company, and if he don't get nothing from it?
I want him to bust Tara out of jail. And I want them to put their heads together and run rimshot over this town like I wanted them to do when they first came to town. And then they didn't do nothing but her sit around making these same ass emotes over Cal's old dusty ass and him
Mm-hmm.
doing whatever he was doing. They had a complete power couple set up nobody had ever seen before. And they wasted this power couple that really could have ran the whole town. Y'all know Tara was set up to be the woman to run the whole town. She was set up to
Yep.
be Vicky Newman's nemesis, the way Ashlyn was set up to be Victor's nemesis. And what the hell did we get out of her? Stealing some damn money for some shoes?
That was just
Lying
ridiculous.
about who her baby daddy was? We ain't care about who the hell that damn Cookie Monster daddy was.
Sure didn't. And
We
so,
didn't care.
and
I
then
really
and
want
then of
Tara
course,
back.
and then the whole thing about the Loch Ness monster. Okay, unless he come out a bag on Victoria, that they could just retire that, because I ain't seen nothing monstrous yet. And I'm like,
From the beginning, nothing. Ever.
He only
not
did
a
one
damn
thing
thing.
out to Jabot.
Yeah, exactly. When after he suspected that Kyle had an affair with his wife and that he could be Harrison's father. I'm like,
He was
bro,
justified for that, though. I mean, this
Yeah.
woman sat here and lied to him for 6 years, got this little boy in
oh
the
yeah,
wheel. He didn't sign the birth certificate. And you know, once the birth certificate signed, that is it. The courts don't care that DNA don't match yours. You signed that paper. You said you
yeah. I had no problem with that, because you're right. Kyle had that coming, because that was a whole married ass woman, bro,
right.
and
So
you knew that. So
I ain't got a whole lot of sympathy for none of that stuff. That man had got good revenge on them people. I would have been so happy. Yes, Miss Queen Libra Victoria is playing with fire, just like that time she was playing with Gary, and her ass had to be rescued out the treehouse in the backyard. You know, the treehouse been gone. So she probably gonna end up somewhere. You know, and they got the jet. They got the jet at their disposal. This man could take her anywhere in the whole world and disappear before the pilot even has a chance to tell anybody at home that they're gone. Well, you know, Mrs. Locke and Mr. Locke said they was going back to Tuscany, so that's where we went. Because right now
Not
they all at the Copper House celebrating, talking about, oh yeah, well, you know, the pilot called and said Victoria's the only person that's on
like
the
it.
she's coming home.
And then they sitting up here honestly believing, at least Victoria is, she's up honestly up here believing that Ashlyn is gone. He'll be out of our lives. I saw the preview for next week. I'm sitting up here, honey. He don't have no reason to be gone. Y'all done took his company. You've managed to swindle him out of the $250 million that he did have in exchange for his company. And the way the show is saying it is like that was the majority of all his assets right there. And now he flat fucking broke. Why shouldn't he come back to Genoa City and make y'all lives miserable?
But even worse than that, she made a fool out of him. That man loved her. Like,
Yes, he did.
even though he told all them lies, he loved her. So she took that love and she stepped on it and trampled on it and wiped her feet on it and made all these promises and made him think that it was going to be the two of them against the world being her daddy. The two of them against the world out here building their own company and running their own empire together. Like, she done gave him business blue balls. Of course he's coming back. She done
Exactly.
with a pair she basically put on a pair of Brooks drawers and walked around and teased that man business wise. She hoarded up a prospectus for this man, okay? She dangled a business plan in his face and said, baby, we can have it all. Then she snatches it from him, tells him her whole plan of what she did, and she's laughing in his face. Now, your family don't know what you're doing.
No, they don't. And I don't believe she gonna tell him the full truth when she get home.
Right. So what's gonna happen is her ass is fixing to end up missing. He gonna listen.
She about to try to find out.
If Sheila not kidnapping no baby and Ashley not kidnapping Victoria, somebody's ass got to get kidnapped on one of these two shows. Esme is right on schedule, like she's supposed to be. I need everybody to fall in line. Sheila need to be trying to take a baby, and Ashley need to be trying to take Victoria.
Well, Sheila can't get hate yet, so.
Exactly. Stefan, that is a very good point. Remember, I never really bought this whole thing about Ray having a damn heart attack. It was too weird. So Stefan said that he really hopes that they have evidence to prove that Vicky was at fault in that accident.
Listen,
and
that when that happened. and I said, if she didn't kill Ray, he did something to kill Ray or go ahead and push him over the edge. But the way he was describing that accident was not what we were seeing on the screen. It absolutely was not what we were seeing on the screen. We never saw Ray's headlights.
All we saw was Victoria go.
We never saw any of that.
What I will say is this, is that Victoria, and the thing is, the part that kicked me out is that the autopsy report said that Ray died of a heart attack. I'm sitting up here laughing like, y'all acting like this man didn't just falsify records saying that he had cancer. Right. You think he couldn't buy a corner?
Right. Lee is still in bodies at the hospital. This man has already lied about being dead. He's already faked his death and stole his friend's identity after he left his friend to die in a fiery auto crash. Which has history and experience with leaving people to die in fiery auto crashes. And they just believed him when Ray had a heart attack. That was horrible. Changed lanes and we didn't even see it coming. Poor Victoria just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
My ass. Then on top of that, you had Victoria acting high and mighty today, talking about how you stole somebody's identity. You built your empire on a stolen fortune. I want to say, Heifer, you ain't care about none of that before. You knew all that before you married him, and you still.
Look, bitch, have you read your daddy's biography? Because everything that you mad at this man about, your daddy did and your mama co-signed. So what is we really talking about?
I have no idea. But honestly, I know that, Victoria stands out there like, yeah, my girl got him. I was like, no, your girl about to get got. Right. Is what's going to happen.
She fixing to get her ass handed to her on the plate. Your mama faked the illness to keep your daddy away from a pregnant Ashley Abbott. Girl, come on. Y'all forgive everything in this family. Your daddy was feeding Julia rats. Michael, not Michael Baldwin. I forgot the first Michael's last name. But he was feeding Michael rats and had that CTV feed so that he could see him and Julia having sex. Because he got mad because he thought Julia was pregnant by Michael. And it was Victor's baby. And he ended up making her fall down the stairs. And she lost that baby. Just like he made Nikki fall down the stairs and she lost Jack Abbott's baby. But we ain't going to talk about Victor getting rid of other people's babies.
Which is another thing which I find hilarious, because that's how him and Nikki is a pair of peas in a pod. Just like Nikki made damn sure nobody else, or tried to make sure nobody else had Victor Newman baby. Victor ass wasn't really shit for people having babies that wasn't for him neither.
Sure wasn't. And when Dylan
he thought
into the picture, they treated Dylan. They didn't treat him as bad as they treated Adam because he was Nikki's, but he was still outside of the fold. Like Nick. Oh, mom had another child? Oh, okay. Well, why don't you run along and go play with the cops? You really can't be one of us. You're blue collar. Oh my God, he's blue collar. Mom, you had a blue collar child. Like they was really sitting there like he was some kind of damn anomaly.
And like Nikki didn't come off the pole. Well, bruh, come on now. She had a whole life before Victor took her off the pole. Shut up.
The whole ass cult, girl.
Exactly.
Your mama was in the cult and got the VD from Paul Williams. We're not going to act like y'all ain't forgave shit on this show.
Exactly. And the only other person on this show who sounded the stupidest Victoria today was Chelsea. I wanted to whap her in her face.
Lord, I wanted to chop her in the throat. You can't talk about this stuff on Facebook because they'll report you for violence.
For violence.
For 30 days. But I wanted to beat her with a stick today. And not really about beating people, but the way she sat there and talked to Chloe like, how dare you say that you've gone out on limbs for me? What have you really done for me, Chloe? I'm the one sitting here taking all of the hits and trying to get things back on track. You're just being selfish. And I'm looking at Chloe like, girl,
if you don't go see
this girl, you done helped her.
We would have had a fight in society.
Her kid got your damn baby's eyeballs.
Exactly.
Tables would have been moving and everything.
Bitch, give me my baby's eyes back if I ain't did nothing for you. How about that? How about you bring me my pupils? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then her talking like her confessing to the crime that she committed by poisoning Ray and trying to keep Chloe out of it. Her acting like that was some magnanimous protective gesture. It's like
I saved you.
You the one who got me in trouble. What the hell you mean you saved me?
Girl, if I could have crawled through that TV and put my fingers around her throat, they would be planning her memorial service on Monday. Like, you really put her in that situation. You didn't save her from nothing.
No, she didn't.
In that you created those situations, and then you put your so-called BFF in those situations. And let's be real, Chloe don't need Chelsea. Why we even got Chelsea in the first place? Because all she is a look-alike, and she do the same
She's
thing.
She's a Chloe ripoff.
Right, like you're a Chloe knockoff. Like
she's a Chloe ripoff without the legacy heritage.
Right. So what is you? Who is you?
A rapist. She's a rapist.
That too. And of course, I'm not even gonna touch this mess with Billy and her having this new connection to each other. I'm like, girl, whatever. Because my thing was this: is that I enjoyed. The thing is, people on this soap need friends. Okay, that's one of the main problems with some characters. Like Adam doesn't have no legit friends. Sally don't have no legit friends, and Chloe don't have no legit friends either. Because I don't consider Chelsea a friend. Not with how she carry on. So I mean, you can be friends with somebody without being their damn second banana, but that's not how Chelsea and Chloe's relationship works. Chloe is Chelsea's second banana and has been for about the last almost 2 years straight, and it's been aggravating. But that talk that Chloe had with Sally seems like it gave she gave herself permission to say what the hell she should have been told that heifer.
Yeah.
Because she really needed, she needed to say it. Because the bottom line is this: you sitting up here talking about how you can't be confined by deadlines. That's how adults function. That is how you get work done. Let her carry her ass to Marquetti. Let her go up there and sit up there in a company owned by the Abbotts and sit up there and tell Summer and Kyle that you can't be held down to deadlines. It doesn't really matter. And see what happened after the Abbotts spent all that money to transfer that little Italian fashion house over here. And you want to talk about how you can't meet deadlines. Let her go.
Yeah.
Please let her go.
You can go, and I'll stay here and do this work just like I was doing this work when your ass was in the loony bin because you up here and broke yourself over Adam. And all that wasn't on Adam because she could have just let Adam go, but she didn't. She had to sit here and play the game, and that's why your ass went crazy. Yeah, and YNR's gonna give everybody a podcast. That's how they gonna get people.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a How to Die Off Screen podcast by Naya. We're gonna have a teen dating in the 2022s with the Worders. Victor might get a podcast on how to use your children as pawns.
Ashton to get one too.
Nikki,
one.
Diana might get one how to come back from the dead and piss people off.
Yeah, Ashley will get one for how to lose your mind but keep on working. You too can have a nervous breakdown and be a successful businesswoman. Listen to my podcast on Thursdays. Going crazy.
Oh, Nikki can have the socially being how to become socially mobile from the stripper pole to the ranch.
Girl,
yeah, she can get tips.
Pogos. I already named that Pogos.
Pogo, girl, you know that sounds good. Pogos. You know what? Now see, I'm gonna go under the official wine all damn tag, and I'm gonna end up commenting that shit because you're right. Nate just sat up here and promised 50 podcasts before. We don't have 50 people in Genoa City. Before it's over with, every resident is gonna have a podcast and it's gonna drive the viewers insane.
Right. Y'all, everybody gonna have a damn podcast. You know,
let's give Allie one with Noah.
I want to hear Crystal's podcast, working at the Grand Phoenix, Secrets from Behind the Big Desk with Crystal green dress.
Exactly. And make them all anonymous. And people could be sitting around listening, trying to figure out who this is they think talking about them on this damn podcast on podcast 36.
That's my hope.
Exactly. So other than that, Wine done got on my last nerve. Now, Bo, we knew today was gonna be a mess.
I'm glad we got more of the meat with Bo because I just wasn't believing that one clip that we saw as the end was everything. That was bits and pieces, and today we got everything. So I think I feel a little bit teeny tiny better about how this all transpired.
Rich was me throughout this whole episode.
I'm so
A rich whole face. Hey, can.
Ridge,
Ridge,
Bill, all them faces.
Ridge and Bill, they
Rich
was just
was
like,
done. When Bill said this gotta be good, I was like,
oh, this got to be good.
I said,
Bill was the messy person. Bill was us.
Did y'all catch that smirk on Grace's face? Like,
yes.
Oh yes, ma'am.
Because when Carter turned around, he was like, Quinn.
He was like,
Grace
I'm
turned around, was like,
through.
Paris needed to shut her mouth. I want to slap Paris. Like, man, shut up. He was not paying no attention to you.
I was cracking up at Grace.
But Grace's whole face was like, girl, I tried to tell your dumb ass not to do this.
Exactly. And see his.
Hey, y'all seen the tweets and the posts and all the alerts going around talking about something. Hey, Paris, and you enjoying this karma? Talking about because when she busted up, Quinn renewal with Eric.
Yep, I saw that. It was a mess. I saw that.
Oh, Lord, unfortunately. But the part that had me tripping the most part was I was like, first of all, Paris, you are completely not in reality because for one, you sit back there. Your man has not glanced at you even once since his sixth sense told him to turn around. He wasn't even looking that way, but he felt Quinn come into the room. So,
did you see that?
Yes, and he turned around. As soon as he saw Quinn, he ain't see nothing else. He wasn't even acknowledging what your ass was saying for that whole 20 minutes. Girl,
Paris kept saying, Carter this, Carter that. Carter was not paying no attention to you. Grace was just sitting there just like...
He had his eyes locked on his beautiful Quinn, honey.
Quinn came and talked about some, look, ain't no ring. Ray said, what? Ray was like, what's going on? She said, I can be with you now since Eric is gone with Donna. Ray said, wait, what?
I wanted to hit Ray. I was with Quinn. She was like, you know what? Can I fill you in later? Because I'm not here to explain to you about your daddy's shit.
I got some more important shit to worry about. Do you all these goddamn 20 questions? That's so funny.
Rick shut up so fast. That was hilarious.
Rick was like, what is
Can you say
going
down?
Rick's gonna do the same thing. Watch. Rick's gonna do the same thing Quinn about to do. And
but that's
gonna sit there and look stupid.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but we're gonna get back to that. But the thing that kicked me out was, first of all, one, I was glad that Quinn went ahead and put Eric ass on blast and said, oh, well, Eric won't be with Donna anyway. So you know what? Hold all your questions about what's happening with me and Eric, because go talk to him. Right. Let him go explain it. And so Eric was like, wait, what? And here's the part that got on that I was like, oh, really? All of a sudden, Hope was looking down at, like, her shoes was the most interesting thing in the whole room.
Yeah, like she didn't know what happened already.
Right.
Well, no,
her face was stunned.
She was like, I did not know this is where this was going when I called Undonna buffing Eric's pickles.
She's talking about, so my name Bennett and I ain't in it.
Yeah, she was looking down like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Is that terracotta? Is that Italian? What kind of food is this?
What she did? Did y'all not catch when she sat down, Ridge turned to her, and then he turned back around to the door. That's when Quinn walked in, and that's when Hope was like, let me check my ring real quick.
Like, And so, of course, Quinn came in there, and here's the thing that's the cracked out part, and this is the part that lets you know how wrong this wedding was. When you had Carter and Paris up there saying their vows in the last episode, those were some of the most cringeworthy, jacked up ass vows I have ever
Darling,
heard.
that was not vows. That was lust in the moment.
Whatever they were saying. But then you had Quinn come in, probably covered in sweat and sand from having fallen all over the damn beach trying to get
messed
here.
up makeup.
And yeah, with streak makeup from when she had been crying when she busted Eric, and she came in there
just like that.
And she came in there with the most beautiful, what she said sounded like real vows when she was telling Carter how much she loved him.
I loved it.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, that can y'all not hear what this woman is saying? She is expressing her, and Carter's still on my shit list. I'm still mad at him, but she was expressing her love for Carter, and it sounded like love. Whereas you have Paris and Carter up here for all the wrong reasons, and the shit that they were saying just sounded like straight garbage.
Sound like a script. Sound like somebody had wrote that just so I can get him through the ceremony. Nah, what Quinn did, she was out there proposing her love, and she was about ready to drop on one knee.
When I was reading through one of the tweets. One of the tweets talk about something. Oh, can't Quinn just get married to Carter right now and just annul her marriage?
Absolutely not. That's
she's
bigamy.
Not doing that.
Bigamy. That'll make her a bigamist. Come on now.
She can get married now, but then she can't make it official until she's actually divorced.
Right. They could just call Douglas and have Douglas come marry them like he did Hope and Liam out at the camp.
Oh my God.
Bubbles, why you so messy?
No, you ain't had to say that, Bubbles. You ain't had to say that, Bubbles. Leave nephew Douglas out of this.
I'm just saying.
First, Bubbles, we are not letting my homegirl Quinn get married in a fake Paris in an Italian restaurant. She got better taste than that.
You know what, I would love for them to get married at the Forest Mansion.
Me too.
Let her take it first.
Take it.
You heard.
Oh my God, what you call Miss Live right now? Let me see if she's drinking wine.
You heard
who? Ashley Jones?
Ashley Jones is live, and I love her to pieces. But y'all know if that girl got a glass of wine in her hand, she gonna start telling tales.
Mm-hmm.
You heard what Eric
said.
Eric said,
no. Blame on alcohol.
Eric told her.
I'm trying to see who she's talking about. She's talking about going to be. She's doing an appearance somewhere.
They are low.
I don't know how to make this mute. I don't think you can mute IG.
Go way kind of scary, healthy kind of stuff.
Oh, she's talking about the health stuff that she does. I guess she's getting ready to go do like a thing where you can go meet her and talk about healthy stuff.
I done told y'all. Eric told her to go. So and then he told us he's staying at the hotel. He's staying over there at the restaurant. Stay right over there if you want to. Who gonna pay for it? Because when Quinn started taking stuff from
it's already. I'm sorry. I was with Dee Dee earlier when she said that, because of course, obviously, we have to get to the Donna and Katie part of the show at some point.
That was just disgusting.
When we get there, I'm tearing it up because I'm sorry, they were in rare form, and I was just not having it. I was just, I couldn't, I just couldn't get with that.
At this
all.
point, do Katie still got her house next to Eric? Because she's still sitting over here at Brooke House like she don't got her own house.
Well, see, that's the thing. Remember that they tweeted out a picture of Donna and Katie, and the official account said that that Donna went to go tell Brooke about it. This was obviously one of those cases where they substituted Katie out because Brooke. This was supposed to be Brooke. But with KKL's ankle, they just because there's no explanation. Notice that there was no explanation for why Katie was just randomly at Brooke's house.
Right. She thought like she enjoyed the quiet, like, oh, bitch, you got one child here in boarding school, and who else is at the house? Nobody.
I mean, it's like, well, wait, you got a house, you got a place next door to Eric. Your son is at boarding school. You're not married. I mean, I would have believed it more if she said she came over to use a pool because she don't have one. But I was like, girl, you just lounging in your sister's house and they not even explaining it. This was obviously a case where they just had to stick somebody in there for story exposition about Donna and Eric. It was supposed to be Brooke, but they switched it to Katie.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you, Amaya. Katie could have said she was babysitting. Shoot.
Yeah. She could have.
Aunt Donna's too busy to be babysitting. She out
Oh
here
yeah.
balls.
She ain't
She
got
too
no
busy
time
got
between pickleball
her
rounds.
heels up in the air.
Very much so on that one. And wait, the part, and also wait with the wedding. The other part that was that I just could not get with is this. Here's the thing: we all knew that this was not gonna. We were pretty much sure that this was not gonna end in a marriage for anybody. But the part that tripped me out the most, we saw the little clip from before because they posted the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds early. But Carter legitimately did not say one damn word the whole time.
Nope.
He ain't say nothing, especially not to Paris. He did that whole kiss her hand and puts his hand on her cheek. And I'm like, bro, you ain't said nothing since Quinn walked in the room and you asked what she was doing there. That was it.
He ran like Flash to Quinn.
He sure did, and also that's the part that tripped me out. Seeing Hope's face in the background of them doing that kiss and spin, I was like, see, this is what happened when you see some real passion. This is why Liam getting laid when she go home.
Right.
Mhm.
She saw all that. She was like, oh my goodness. So I guess when she gets home and Liam back from the business trip, she gonna be like, Lord, I saw some hot passion today, so we need to go ahead and do something.
On the floor full of 1,000
it's still gonna be a yarn fest, a snooze fest.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be tumbleweed. It always is tumbleweed. But my thing is that she was just like, oh my goodness. Because my thing is, when she stood up earlier and spoke, I guess as the guest who was gonna speak and said, oh, well, when you know it's right, you know it's right. So I'm sitting there watching her, looking at them getting them having their joyous reunion, they kissing, their romantic spin. And I'm like, now, does that look right to you, ma'am? Because it sure do to me. Even though I'm still pissed at Carter and I still want him to get some just desserts for this bullshit. I mean, Carter's obviously in love with only one woman in that room, and it wasn't the chick up at the front in the white and pink dress.
Exactly. Which I have to admit was a very pretty wedding dress.
It was.
The last minute, and they did her hair up very nice, considering. So I applaud whoever dressed her for her wedding, because for it to be a flop, she sure looked pretty.
The Buckingham sisters have good taste in wedding gowns. Both of them.
Yeah,
but
wedding gowns, but the everyday wear is just a hot bloody mess.
I was like, that's a hot gown. That is a hot gown that you got on, ma'am. To say this was a 48-hour notice. That was actually very good.
Hope went from standing up to sitting down to looking at Quinn to crossing her legs to looking at her ring to looking like, can I get out of here, please? Y'all doing too much now.
Well, here's the thing. I was with Ridge when Ridge was like, we could all leave and let y'all talk because that shit is uncomfortable. I'd have been like, you know what? This is all kind of business. I don't know if I need to be here for this.
Nobody caught Ridge's face in the background. Like, nobody was sitting there looking at Ridge. Ridge was like, I done told you so. Me and your mama done told you this a long time ago. You shouldn't have been getting married. Now look at you. You look stupid.
Oh, good evening, Renee Glover over on YouTube. And the thing is, I think what the show has been doing lately is that they've really consistently tried to give us an ABC story. Today was the last day or two was an exception because the big story really was this entire mess with Carter and Paris, and then the whole mess with Quinn and Eric. So those stories were really linked up in the middle. So I think it was really great that we actually got some ABC. So let's talk about Miss Sheila, aka Annie Wilkes.
She was back in that room again, talking to herself, gone crazy. I know Fan probably was like, "What in the world? This is noise in my room."
She wasn't trying to hurt Lee. Are you kidding me? That ain't what the damn fireball behind the truck said.
Well,
that's what cracked me up.
Well, at least
that's what cracked me up. She said she didn't mean to kill her.
Yeah, she always says she don't mean to hurt and harm and kill and mutilate people until after she done it. It's always after.
Well,
made her do it.
the thing is, she didn't mean to hurt Steffi. It's just Steffi got on her bad nerves, and that
None
little
of
tick
her
inside her.
crimes are self-defense. None of her crimes.
Well, her pulling
Well,
out that things. She pulled out the gun. She didn't know who was behind her. She
Sure
probably thought it was
did.
still Steffi. But
She
Finn
brought a
said,
gun.
"Oh,
She brought a gun to a meeting at a restaurant.
you
With a
don't know.
silencer.
This they could have been tough.
Yeah,
she
but they
could have
killed
been
the
shooting
face.
at the wall
Okay,
for that matter."
okay.
Sometimes that eye around don't cook right. You gotta send that shit back for a sirloin.
Sheila done shot the mama and the daughter. Who she want shot next? The granddaughter?
I think she
Didn't
did.
she shoot Stephanie?
I feel like she shot Stephanie, but she definitely gave her mercury poisoning.
She almost drowned Stephanie and gave her mercury
Yeah.
poisoning.
Yeah, and she tried to drown
This
her.
is true.
So yeah.
She done hit the trifecta. She done hit the trifecta. This whole bird to get put out.
Let Kimmy do it.
Exactly. So her sitting up there talking about, Finn, you can't die. I won't leave you. Your mother's here with you. I'm like, Annie Wilkes, what you gonna break that man's ankles? I can see it now.
Misery.
Exactly. When Finn tries to get himself the hell out of there, and of course we still don't even know exactly where he is. I think Finn gonna end up running through the damn woods somewhere at this point.
I would say this about Sheila and her behavior when it comes to her children. After she done fouled up and she have been found out, she back up and she disengaged. It's like she will take the lashing of the tongue and she'll be like, okay, I'll leave you alone. I'll let you figure this shit out on your own. But it has to be after she done fouled them up. You know, so she done fouled Finn up accidentally by almost killing him. So when he do come to and he do tell her which way to go and how to get off, she gonna be like, you know what? I deserve that. I'm so sorry. I never meant to do that. I only wanted you to be happy.
He was defending Steffi. She didn't know
Exactly.
What he don't know is right now is that he
Yeah.
was shot because he was defending Steffi. When
Right.
he wakes up, he's not gonna remember none of that
Right.
until
That's
like
what
later.
Not immediately, but he will soon.
That's
And
what
that
I'm
part
saying.
she's not sorry for. But
Once
that's
he
the
finds
thing.
that out, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for him because
Exactly.
he died trying to protect her, and she still tried to kill
Well,
him.
he went unresponsive for a while.
But that's what I'm saying. The man put himself in the line of fire on purpose to prevent that, and she still did it anyway. It's just like
Because
I
she
would have
didn't
died.
know.
But that's the thing. She's the only thing Sheila has been consistently saying this whole time was that shooting Finn was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, she didn't mean to shoot Finn, but she did mean to shoot Steffi.
Exactly.
That is not. So that's why people keep looking at her like she's out of her damn mind when she keeps claiming this was an accident. So when Finn wakes up, even if he doesn't remember everything right away, he's gonna remember that he took a bullet for his wife and his bio mom was trying to kill his wife. Ain't nothing changed on that front.
Hell no.
I want to see how he gonna run out of there with that wound still around.
And you know what? She gonna also have to explain why she done ran his adopted mama into the ocean.
Well,
that too. Sheila gonna be in that room lying her ass off when he wake up. She is going to be lying from the second his eyes start to open and forward on. She is not gonna admit what she did to me.
Sheila, what happened to
she's gonna try.
Be able to lie. She ain't gonna be able to lie to Finn. She ain't gonna be able to lie. She gonna that shit. What you call that? All that second guessing and all that trying to make it look like she the innocent party of it. She just gonna take it. Watch.
Well, first of all, she's not going to take any She's not going to take any responsibility for Lee. Period. Okay, because Finn was out of it when he started to wake up. So it's real possible that he's not clear on who was in the room with him before, because he was really, really, really not there, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So she's probably going to play dumb when it comes down to the matter of where is Lee, where's his real mom. But this mess with Steffi. Ben saw that himself when he jumped in front of the gun to stop her from murdering his wife. She can't talk her way out of that once his full memory come back.
But see, that's the thing. He did open up his eyes and saw Lee, and he saw Sheila knock her out.
He saw both of them. And he just
Yeah,
right
but that's the thing.
Y'all remember when he opened his first eyes when Sheila came in the room?
It was really blurry though. Yeah. But it was real blurry. And then she knocked Lee on the head and got dead in his face. He didn't have any focus.
Yeah, but
so I don't know if he's aware of who's who.
You know, but you could tell it's two different people because
but he don't know that was his mom. He probably didn't even realize who. He probably didn't even realize it was Sheila. He just saw two blurry ass shapes. So she gonna play dumb like she don't know shit about Lee. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you got
Lee had it coming. Lee played stupid. She played crazy. She met crazy.
People some damn ashes. She wouldn't have had to swim home.
Bubble in them ashes.
Bubble said
let them ashes go.
Bubble's whole thing is there's no follow through. If there was some follow through, she wouldn't be dead at the bottom of the Pacific.
Damn right.
True.
I'm never letting it go.
She done got she done got thrown over a couch, popped in the head. Now she's swimming with the fishes. You know what?
Well, look, I'm glad. Look, before she got pushed in the water, I'm just glad Lee at least got to give some of that lick back, and she ain't keep them all.
But you know what?
That would have been very disheartening.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Lee did because do y'all remember at the casting picture when she was standing in line with everybody else? So I don't think
she's in it.
Yeah,
she's not dead. She's definitely not dead. That's why everybody was talking about that cast picture when they were celebrating John McCook getting his Emmy. It was like, that's so sweet that y'all celebrated, but y'all do realize y'all kind of inadvertently just told us all that Lee ain't no more dead than
told us everything.
Thank you for that.
Telling us all these damn spoilers. Oh yeah.
Casey tried to talk about some. Oh, Lee dead. Just her. We know she not dead. She just swimming with the fishes right now. She just can't get out. She got to find a way out.
Exactly. Well, I'm assuming she's out the water now, but who knows? She probably in a fisherman cabin recuperating somewhere for all we can know.
So she probably said in the back of her mind, I done met crazy. See, he should have gave me a heads up about this.
So we're definitely going to be shit. So the whole point of the ABC story today was to start shifting focus more back to that other side of the story. So also we did get an explanation of Taylor and Thomas are both staying at Steffi's house. Yeah, Thomas does not want his mom being alone because Sheila's on the loose.
Yeah,
which is very, very sweet. But also the whole point of their conversation was to set up what is supposed to be the conclusion of Ridge's choice in that bullshit. Because Thomas,
like to say that I was right about Thomas staying at Steffi's house, and y'all told me that he wasn't gonna be staying over there.
So what Thomas gonna do? Take a bullet next? Because that's what already happened. At this point, the way how Sheila going, she going through the whole family, one by one. She done got the grandmother, then got the mother, and then she done got the sister.
You were right, Bubbles. You were right. Thomas did end up staying at the beach house.
Because he ain't got nowhere else to go.
I hope he finds Steffi done.
Was he staying at Eric's place at one point? It seemed like they switched places.
He was supposed to be staying with Ridge and Eric when Ridge told him to go over there. But then he moved out.
And now
he went to
house.
Exactly. So
I got a call. I'll chime right back in.
Okay. So yeah. So he's staying over there to keep an eye on his mom because Sheila's on the loose and everybody's concerned about where she is. Obviously, Lieutenant Hot Dog is as worthless as he always has been.
Drinking his coffee, eating his donuts, ain't doing jack.
Exactly, because he ain't got no clues. They ain't got no clues. They're wondering, is Sheila still in LA? And they're like, we honestly don't know. So the whole point of their conversation, which was really cute, because I saw Krista throwing grapes at Thomas, and of course her mentioning the parent trap thing was to set, and she was right. Ridge is a dummy. She's absolutely right. Ridge is stupid. He has been stupid for decades, and he will continue to be stupid. It was to set up the fact that because one of the things that has been, kind of bothering people a little bit, and I have to wonder if this is because of KKL being out because of her ankle, of them coming to an agreement they came to terms about Ridge moving back in. She cut Deacon out, banished him from the property, and everybody's kind of been wondering why Ridge hasn't moved back in. So that conversation between Thomas and Taylor is probably setting up for Ridge to finally have to actually make a choice, declare it, and go along with it. Because he's been in limbo all this damn time, sitting at Eric saying he gonna take his time. Well, you can take your time all you want, but you're the one who said that you needed to move over there to think. So you should have been thinking, and at this point, you either need to decide if you're going to just be done with your marriage and end it, or are you going back to Brooke's House of Horrors and just be done with that. So if you're going back, just go ahead and take your ass on back then.
Sam got what she wanted, Shirtless Thomas.
Well, Thomas was looking good today. Hey, Sam.
For no Shirtless Thomas.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, y'all. I had to catch an Uber home today, so I didn't kick in early, but I heard, because I'm not at home, I worked again at the office today, but I heard we had Taylor and Thomas as well as Sheila and Finn and Quinn and Carter today.
Yep.
Yes, we did. At full ABC. It was a lot. And the thing is, I am so impressed with the show for understanding that they need to basculate between different parts of the canvas like that. It really helps make the show fly like no time at all, and you don't feel like it's a show where nothing's happened either.
Right.
So they talked about the whole Ridge being at his best with Taylor, and Thomas saying that, hope that he thinks his dad's gonna see the light and decide that he's happier with his mother. Now, of course, that is not what's gonna happen. No way that's gonna happen. He is going back to Brooke, and as far as I'm concerned, he can't get there fast enough, because as far as I'm concerned, I agree with what Taylor said today. She's basically said Ridge is dumb, and he is. So let him go ahead and be dumb in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, because it seems like they basically going ahead and setting us up for that anyway, just like you said.
Like, y'all might as well just let that man go back over there to her, because it's getting tiring seeing him over at Eric's house all the time talking about some, oh, should I go back? Shall I not? Well, your mother's back.
He sure as hell ain't gonna want to be at Eric's house in the middle of this divorce or whatever that's gonna have to be
after he
worked
said,
out.
What today?
I'd be moving too. I'd be like, you know what? Y'all need to, work out how y'all gonna work out whatever, but I ain't trying to be here for a bye.
Because watch when he walked back in that house, he was like, Dad, what are you doing? Don't you got a wife?
Screwing Logan, what are you doing?
I want to be with Donna now. What are you up to? Have you made your decision yet?
Well, we already, I can tell you, I'm so not interested in so many parts of these stories that I have absolutely zero interest in. I have no interest in anything Ridge getting to choose a damn thing. So all that right there is to the birds for me. So yeah, they can hurry up and send Ridge on back over there with Logan, and let us watch Taylor do something else. I sure would hate for it to be Deacon, but I'm completely not interested in Ridge choosing a damn thing.
Because isn't it time for Ridge to go back home so he can save Brooke from Sheila's wrath that's coming soon?
Well, whatever. It looks like he's trying to prioritize who to save.
Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, that's my thing. I don't want to see. First of all, I despise this idea that the man is the one who has to make the damn choice. I can't stand it. It gets on my nerves. And it's even worse when it's a man like Ridge who constantly stays in a state of indecision and I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I guess I've got to do something. Screw all that. Screw all of it. Send him right. If he's stupid enough to opt to go be with Brooke when Taylor is on canvas and available, I have no sympathy for him. Send him back where he came from and confine him there. Just like I want Liam's ass to stay in that cabin on Brooke's property, I need Ridge's ass to stay in Brooke's house, because I don't need you screwing up the rest of the canvas if this is all you gonna do.
Liam
go back where you belong.
In that shack where he lived at, he gonna have to come visit Steffi at some point, and I don't want to see it.
Right, he can stay in the shack. He ain't never got to visit Steffi. He never got to visit Steffi. Steffi has a whole husband. Kelly has a whole stepfather that has been there more for her than Liam has. Liam needs to stay in the shed. He's useless anywhere else.
Exactly. The whole purpose of this is it's not because I like Lope. It's because I accept the fact that Liam and Ridge are so toxic in what they do that they need to be confined to pairings and to specific places. Liam's place of confinement is the cabin in the woods, and apparently Ridge's is Brooke's house. So you know what? It's just like Patient Zero. Put them there so we could save everybody else.
I'd rather see Taylor at bars every day, trying to find a man, and her gonna have to go back to Ridge, knowing he's gonna say, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm ready to go back home now."
Well, no, I don't. I don't want her in a bar because she is a recovering alcoholic. So I don't want to see her doing no bar hopping. But other than that, she could be club hopping and sipping alcohol and just doing it up. Because just like there's no reason for Thomas to be single, there's no reason for Taylor to be single. All these good looking ass people running around LA, and you trying to tell me they waiting on this one or that one? Forget that. Yes, indeed. Amaya said Ridge got 2 wives that are alcoholics. Who's the common denominator?
Well, at least Taylor doesn't throw herself at Ridge. She basically told that man go back home.
Yeah, well, what my thing is that she's not pressuring him. She's not chasing after him. She's like, hey, he's sitting over there. He's thinking about what he wants to do. So you know what? He can think about what he wants to do. If that's me, he'll let me know. If that's his wife, he'll let her know. It's whatever. So damn, he can go. They need to rush that part of the story along. So because the sooner he is out of the running and he's no longer a possibility, because the sad fact is, as long as he is choosing to stay in limbo at Eric's house, he's got a maybe sign over his head. I need that sign removed because it's not going to go nowhere. So whatever the hell Taylor end up getting into with whoever, let the chips fall where they may. It's better than sitting here waiting for Ridges with silly ass to make up his mind about something that he should have already made his mind up about.
Well, yeah, because Ridge has a wife that can't keep her men at bay. So yeah, he's a damn fool for remaining in a situation where he have to compete with his own damn wife. He's a damn fool.
He is, but if that's the path he's gonna take, then I wish him well in his foolishness. And he can go his ass back there, chop, step.
Deacon still gonna be walking through there anyway because Deacon going through the back way this time. He not going through the house no more.
No, he not. He's completely banned from the property. He can't go there. Period. So he's not supposed to be there at all.
Right.
Hope better go find her a new house then.
Well, she can go meet him at El Jardino or move like an adult. Exactly, which is what she should have did when all this mess started. But I digress.
Ridge done told her, you better go get a house because I don't want your father going through my house like this. Come on. Here she
and
go.
the thing is, he wasn't wrong because it's not like Deacon was only coming there to see Hope. He kept going through Brooke's front door, which was exactly why Ridge was so pressed about the whole matter. If you're here to reconnect with your daughter, what you doing up here at the big house? You don't need to come up here for nothing. But that's not what you were here for. You was here to be a little panting ass dog behind Brooke, like always. So that's already been X'd out because Brooke already made up her damn mind. So Deacon, I guess he been in the back room at Il Giardino. We didn't see him at the wedding at the restaurant, so I guess he must have been in his back room, listening to all this foolishness go on.
Or trying to walk the street.
That's what I would have been doing if I was an employee.
Y'all know I would be so disgusted if Deacon puts his damn hands on Taylor.
I guess you're going to have to get yourself a little sick bag like they have on the airplane.
Get prepared.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get my bars
prepare yourself
because I'm not looking forward to that at all. I don't want him putting his damn hands on her.
Taylor becoming Mrs. Sharp. And
She'll put her hands all over him.
It's just pathetic. I mean, can't they not share one damn man? So Taylor hasn't had sex with Deacon. Can that just be allowed to stand? I mean, for God's sakes.
That's the thing. We don't know if this is going to go as far as them sleeping together. That's my prediction. Because as far as I'm concerned, all of this when at their age. For
It's
them to be
fucking
sitting out here
nasty.
doing
I'm
some
just
teenage dating crap where nothing actually happens, but it drags out for months is ridiculous. These are adults. Okay,
But
so
sure hope they
my
don't be doing. I just can't. I just don't understand why she got to be involved with him at all. It makes no damn sense. Taylor has never had a damn thing to do with Deacon. I just don't understand this whole. Why do she have to fuck Deacon? I'm so angry, y'all. I'm gonna go on mute right now.
girl, well, I hope you get all your anger out you now, because if you're this upset about it when it's all strictly technically theoretical, you're going to be highly pissed if it actually comes to fruition. Hey, we could be wrong, but it's just really weird that they're dropping Taylor and Deacon inside of the same spoiler when those two characters have had nothing to say to each other for 20 years.
What
And yeah,
spoiler is that?
the
I
spoiler
actually
about
haven't
Taylor
watched
going.
all damn week. I haven't watched all week. And I
Okay.
haven't. Yeah.
Well, there's a spoiler about Taylor going to Il Giardino to talk to Deacon, to grill Deacon about Sheila. I guess they're trying to figure out where the hell Sheila is, since the cops are useless and ain't doing shit. Okay. And so after they talk about Sheila, apparently she's going to tell him about Brooke and Ridge. So I imagine that is going to be her telling him that Ridge has moved back into Brooks and they're back, officially back together.
Who's
That's
gonna
that's
what Taylor's supposed to tell Deacon that?
Probably.
I believe so. Yeah, when she goes to talk to him about Sheila.
Well, why would she be
That's
telling Deacon that?
Well, Brooke isn't gonna tell him. She's not speaking to him. She's dodging his calls. Ridge isn't gonna tell him. Who gonna tell him?
Well, so Taylor don't have no business telling other people damn business.
But that's the thing. Taylor's. I know, but Taylor's not. But Taylor's the problem is you don't want Taylor anywhere near Deacon. But that's very clear that that's not going to happen for whatever reason. The show is putting them in the same area. She's there about Sheila. That's what she's there for. But they do get on the topic of Ridge and Brooke, which honestly is pretty much the only thing they have in common, aside from both of them being fools for Sheila and believing her spiel and actually, trying to be friends with her and think better of her. They have that in common. But the other thing that they have in common is that they both have things for people who are married to each other. So it's not
came clean.
It's not that weird.
He was just stupid. He was just too stupid to see it.
Yeah, I just you know what? I'm just to the point where I get we need a soap opera and hair drama, but it's time now. This triangle between Ridge, Brooke, and what's the name been going on
Taylor?
For too damn long. I mean, just now to okay, well let's hook up Taylor, Brooke's ex and Ridge's ex. This is bullshit. I think we deserve better than this shit here. We deserve better than this shit right here.
But you know what the problem is? Because of how the show is written, there are almost no men on the show who aren't Brooke's ex. Bubble said it yesterday, and she's right. There's like
Quinn fucked around and got Carter out of nowhere. That was great. That was out of nowhere. That was out of nowhere. I'm just tired of this shit.
Then who? Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, Sam. Okay, I get that you're upset, but here's the thing. If Taylor is not hooking up with Deacon, because we still don't know that he's not, that whether or not they are, the only other there is no other man available on the canvas.
Good. Then she don't need a damn man.
She just spent 10 years without, well, not 10 years, because she left in 2014. Yeah, she left in 2014 after her and Eric broke up. So she's been on kind of a certified dry spell for damn near a decade.
Yeah.
So yeah, Taylor's well, but that's the thing. Taylor's been without a man for damn near 10 years already. Yeah, and Jack's not an option, unfortunately. He's with Lee. And Bill technically is no better of an option because he's Brooke's ex too. There are not enough men.
At least he got some stature. At least he's a high roller. We talking about it, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it to myself because there's nothing.
I know. I mean, yeah, but from an economical,
take the stench away from it for me. It's
no. I mean, and that's how you gonna feel about it. That's all right. I'm not offended. It's just that the show decided.
The head of a family.
Oh, go ahead, Bubbles.
People. I said they took a whore out of the valley and made her the matriarch of a family. Do you really think that they care about Deacon standing?
Well, the self-proclaimed matriarch.
Yeah, but it's just to me it's lazy as fuck. I apologize. It comes off to me as lazy as fuck to just ship up together Brooks' ex and Ridge's ex. It's dumb as fuck. And it's nasty. To be honest, which is quite gross. It's very unseemly.
I don't particularly care for it either, but unfortunately, the show made the decision to have Brooke screw every eligible male possible. She has been in the bed of every man in LA that she is not biologically related to, or the ones that for whatever reason she just never got to them. Liam Thomas and Wyatt are the only men that she has not screwed, and they're not, possibilities for Taylor's age group.
Yes, right.
Sooner or later, Brooke is gonna get with Liam. I'm just trying to say that now.
I'm waiting on that for something. If that happens, I will cackle. Yes, it will. I'm waiting patiently for my reward, but it probably won't come until Bill Bell cocks up his toes or retires or something.
Just how she was looking at Liam. Yeah, Brooke gonna come for him.
I mean, but that's the thing. The cast is not that big. They don't have enough romantic possibilities without people switching up. You know how disgusted I was when Wyatt proceeded to get with not one, not two, but 3 women who was Liam's exes? I wasn't too hyped for that neither. I didn't think it was necessary for them to be all recycling the same damn women repeatedly between brothers. And I thought it was trashy as hell. But that's how it is when the cast is small. Now, I guess they're making an experiment of Taylor and Deacon, because here's the thing, it may not go anywhere.
I'm gonna make sure that my voice is heard. That shit is gag worthy. Gag.
Because here's the thing, it may not go anywhere. They were doing all that shit with Kay. So my thing is, I would not worry as much about it at this point, because it may become nothing. They experiment with people all the time. They were putting Finn and Hope in conversations together that they didn't even need to have. Where did it go? Nowhere. They stuck Katie and Carter together to have lunch, not once but twice, to see where it went. Where did it go? Nowhere. So Taylor and Deacon are probably pretty much on the same tip right now. So we honestly don't know where it's going. It may not go nowhere.
I hope it don't go nowhere. I really
these chemistry experiments, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
And and Krista seems to have chemistry with everybody.
She does.
And Sean really has been knocking it out of the box lately. So don't be too terribly mad that they end up having some good chemistry, and now we watching them two together. I mean, don't be mad, because I called a long time ago already.
Yeah, I know.
They might as well just pull out a doctor from the hospital that Steffi worked. That Steffi went to.
Yeah, I just can't stand it anymore. I mean, I don't know if it's just me being grossed out by all this, but it's too fucking much. It's just too damn much.
Part of the issue,
and that dog agrees with me.
Potentially. Does the dog watch Bold with you?
Yeah. He said she's telling the damn truth.
The dog might actually agree with you then. But that's the other thing, is that part of the story is that Brooke and Ridge basically the whole issue that's been brewing, bless you, the whole issue that's been brewing since Deacon came back in, supposedly Ridge making his choice to go back to Brooke and resume his marriage, is supposed to signify that they've worked out their shit. Okay, fine. That's fine with me. Work your shit out. Stay the hell away from other people, romantically speaking, so that I don't have to worry about you screwing up other people on the campus. But where the problem and the whole point of this, at least if it's successful and they decide to go forward with it, the whole point of this is the same damn point that it had for Taylor and Nick. And that is to get a major reaction out of other people. Because if Bridge is as together and is as set as they should be after they've overcome whatever their issues is, neither one of them should give a shit about who Taylor is screwing or about who Deacon is screwing. Because it's none of their business. But that's probably not how it's going to play out, because that's not how it played out when Taylor got with Nick all those years ago.
Because Red's gonna be sniffing around sooner or later.
But she couldn't be satisfied with having her destiny. She had to make sure Taylor didn't have nobody.
No, exactly. She was selfish. She was a selfish witch, and she spent her time trying to call the shots in Nick's personal life and Taylor's personal life the whole time she was sitting up here planning to remarry her destiny Ridge. Right. So my thing is, I have a strong feeling, at least that's my only explanation for it, is that my thing is this. First of all, let's be real. They did not hire a woman who is as hot as Krista Allen for her to sit up here and be single as a goddamn shingle. They're not doing that.
You know what though? Because they refuse to give us what the fuck we really want. Taylor ain't
They
supposed
not.
to be with nobody but Ridge.
But guess what?
Been.
That's how it is. But you know who's writing this show now? Brooke gets Ridge. She is his destiny. That is the bullshit. We all know it's bullshit, Sam. That they have been hammering in since Bill Bell died and since Taylor stopped being a regular character on the show. The second Bill Bell died, because here's the thing. What was the first thing that Brad did the second his daddy died? What was the first thing he did? He bought that bullshit about Taylor and James and them sleeping together after when they were stuck in the avalanche to light and made Ridge and caused their whole relationship to blow up. Right. So basically, he could rewrite the story. So he could. Oh, go ahead, Bubbles.
I said, that is so true. And it was 10 years after the fact. Did nobody care about what Taylor did some damn 10 years
ago?
That his mama lied and kept under wraps. And her daddy and his mama sat there and pretty much bullied her out of telling the truth because she left him a damn letter. The housekeeper found it and took it to Stephanie. And Stephanie and Jack, because Taylor's daddy's name is Jack too. Mm-hmm. Taylor and Jack sat there and read that. Oh, hell no, we can't let her get us the ridge. What the hell is she thinking? You better burn it. You better burn it and eat the ashes. Well, burn it and save the ashes for Lee because she needs them later on. But they did everything, but then they called Taylor and asked her, what the hell you think you're doing? You trying to tell Ridge you had sex with James? Do you know that's how you give him Brooke? And Taylor was like, look, I'm just trying to be honest and front. I'm not trying to have nothing hanging. I'm leaving town, as a matter of fact, so it don't even matter no more. Taylor was leaving town. They bullied her into keeping quiet, and Stephanie kept that letter. And then finally, one day, the only reason Taylor told Ridge was because Brooke saw Taylor and Hector kissing. You know, Hector was stalking Taylor. And he went up to her bedroom and they was talking and he kissed her. And Brooke saw it. And Brooke went and all kikied in Taylor's face like, oh, so Hector Ramirez, Taylor, you're kissing Hector in Ridge's bedroom. And she made a big old thing out of it. And she was like, oh, and does Ridge even know about you and James from 10 years ago? You're keeping that secret too. So when Taylor went to tell Ridge about Hector, because Ridge was like, listen, I don't want this man in the house because he's stalking you and he wants you. He don't need to be in our house. Ain't no reason for him to be around. He the reason why Taylor's damn drunk because she ain't tell nobody about that accident, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But so when Taylor went to tell Ridge about Hector being upstairs in the bedroom and kissing her and how she ain't with it. She said, well, since I'm out here airing shit, I might as well tell you this from 10 years ago. And she told him that they thought they was dying and she slept with James and Ridge did to her what Carter did to Paris today. He kissed on the hand and touched her face and said, well, I'm going to Brooke because all these years you done sat here and acted like you were holier than thou and held Brooke to a different standard than you had for yourself. And you know what? I'm going to go over here and give Brooke a chance because at least with Brooke, I mean, I know what she's doing. And that's exactly where we are now.
And that was Bell's first official huge action after his father passed away. As soon as that shit happened, I was like, hold on, wait a second. Because here's the thing. I was watching back when that bullshit happened with James and Taylor. And I was sitting there thinking, okay, we getting a who to that. They do not have this woman sleeping with this man because he don't want to die a virgin, which I was just like, oh my God. But I was like, so they got her sleeping with this man. So obviously we're either going to get a who to daddy or this is going to be some kind of angst for Tridge. And then nothing happened. Not that year, not the next year, not 5 years from then, not 8 years from then. I had legitimately forgotten that the incident even occurred. And then the second William Bell cocks up his toes and goes on to go and moves on. The first thing his son does is he completely obliterates the fact that Tridge was really the meant to be couple. So he could rewrite this mess where Bridge is the destined couple and that they're the ones who were meant to be together. So as long as he's the one running this circus, is Brooke is not going to get dumped by Ridge for legitimate reasons. He just won't let that happen. So that
But
either means
and that's at the expense of good damn storytelling. There's no good storytelling, and everybody in their mammy's
Mhm.
sister knows the outcome of the story. That's not dramatic.
No, it's not. That's just like no. That's why none of us gave a damn about. That's why I didn't give a shit about Ridge making this big production about what Brooke did and choosing to move out. I didn't care because I knew the second Ridge packed his bags, took off his ring or whatever, and flounced out the door, that whether it was 2 months, 4 months, or 6 months, he was gonna flounce his ass right back in there. Why? Because Brad Bell does not allow Brooke Logan to be left. His daddy did. His daddy was good for that. His daddy was perfect for letting Brooke get left for one reason or another by many a man. But Bradley does not. He does not flow with that part of the story. You're not allowed to leave Brooke Logan, but Brooke Logan is allowed to leave you. That's just how he is. That's how he is with her character. And as long as that's how he is,
that's why no man ever gets over Brooke Logan.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
And Brooke,
clearly Brad never got over Brooke Logan.
No, he didn't. So my thing is this: if that's the story he wants to tell, and nobody can change his mind about telling that story, then you know what? Let her have Ridge. Because my thing is, at this point, it's not changing. He didn't spend all this time since he took over the show formally, completely solo, with his father having zero and anything to do with what was going on. Because even when Brad was running the show and his daddy had handed him the reins, damn well his daddy was still telling him, yeah, you need to fix this.
He had to definitely get the go ahead from the old man, of course.
Exactly. It was his show, but no, it was still his post show. So
yeah, and as a matter of fact, we did read in one of the articles that the only reason why Taylor was recast after Brad took over was because his father was watching the show and asked, well, where the hell is Taylor? And he said, Taylor's gone. He was like, oh, hell no. You got to get Taylor back. And that's when Taylor was recast. Not recast, but I mean, came back after.
You mean after that mess with, wait, you mean after, wasn't that when Hunter Tyler left for Melrose Place? Yeah, but didn't all of that coincide? Was that around the time that they had that big issue with Hunter Tyler left Bold to go be on Melrose Place?
It probably was after that. Because after she was gone officially, I read in one of the articles. No, actually, it was an article that Hunter. It was a Hunter interview, and it was floating around recently too, where she was telling the story where she had already been gone and she had been gone for years, and Brad called her back and said that he needed her back because Pop said he needed Taylor back. So he said that the only reason that he wrote Taylor out is because he didn't know what to do with a character like Taylor because she was pretty much perfect, is what Taylor was saying. Like he felt like he didn't know what else to do with Taylor because she was, kind of perfect. So that's when he had the right idea to start throwing dirt on her. So when we got Taylor back and she was out of character, that was Brad, because according to Hunter Tylo, he didn't know what the fuck to do with Taylor. But William said, get her ass back. This when he wasn't right.
See, and that's
William
what I
still had, Alzheimer's. So he was, watching one day and said, get her back. Like literally, she's supposed to be there. Like she's a missing piece that is a necessary piece. Get her back. And he got her back, but he wrote her here horribly out of character.
Exactly. So Brad may have been the one running the show, but his dad and his mama was still paying attention to what the hell was going on. And trust me, if he got a call telling him to fix some shit, he fixed some shit. But those calls don't come anymore. Exactly. But those calls don't exist anymore. He is the head honcho, and the only thing he has to worry about is whatever the hell piece of fanfic that he wants to write. And in his head, Brooke and Ridge are the destined ones. We all know it's bullshit.
And Torsten K is tired of that shit too. He's not with that
exactly.
I think he understands because
he's not.
been in the business long enough to understand that that's not how you write a soap opera. Coming through the gate with this is the end game. It's Torsten was pretty much like that from the beginning. So
but that's also why Torsten also comes.
They had to have years in between before he actually attempted to get with Brooke again. That's why when he was casted, he went with Katie and Caroline first.
See, and that's the thing. Torsten is an actor's actor. Okay, he is not particularly over attached to roles. He does not have an issue with recast or any of that shit. So Torsten, sometimes he comes across as so flat in some of the shit that they give him with Brooke, and you know why? You know why? It's an acting choice. Because it's stupid. Because it's stupid. It makes no sense. There's no chemistry there. And it doesn't even make for good story. At least if it was good story, then at least maybe you could deal with it better. But it makes for suck story. But Brad seems to be intent, as he has been for the last 15 years, telling the story of how Bridge is destiny. So my thing is, at this point, since they actually went through the trouble of recasting Taylor, something I never thought that they would do, and we actually got a Taylor recast that was worthwhile, because I'll be very honest, I was extremely leery about the whole thing, because I honestly didn't think we were going to get a good recast. Because
I didn't think we were going to get a good writing. They could have had Erica motherfucking Kane take over as Taylor Hayes, Susan motherfucking Lucci take over as Taylor Hayes, and it wouldn't have made a damn bit of difference to me if they were still writing that bullshit that they was writing the last time Hunter Tyler was cast. So that was my thing. I didn't give a damn if Bobo the Clown was playing Taylor. I wanted to know what Taylor's character was going to be like.
Well, my thing was, I didn't want Taylor recast or for Hunter Tyler to come back if all we was going to get was what we was getting with Blonde Taylor. That was ridiculous. Because all of that was out of character, OOC bullshit that did not make any sense and did not drive with the history of the character at all. And I wanted no more.
Fans, basically. It just pissed off a whole lot of fans, and there was no payoff at all for anybody that loved Hunter Tyler and was glad to see her back for a storyline. It was straight up BS, and it looks like we up for the straight up BS again. So it looks like this bill has no use for Taylor in general, unless she's, a footstool to Brooke.
Well, see, in this particular case, this version of Taylor, they've been very careful with some things that they were not careful with last time, okay? The last time when Taylor came back, after everything that happened, Taylor came back as not just, it's fine for her to still be in love with Ridge. It's not unusual for her to still love him, but they made her so pathetic about it. They made her absolutely pathetic in her love for Ridge, which was hilarious, since the last time Taylor was on screen, Ridge was not on screen because they hadn't recast when Ron Moss left, so they just put her with Eric. But the point is, they could have done anything in the universe when Taylor came back the last time Hunter took the role, and they made her a complete mess, which I really do believe the rumors that is one of the reasons Hunter was not interested in coming back anymore, because it was trash. I ain't mad, and I'm not mad at her for that. God bless her, because a lot of actors can't say no to some stuff. But I was happy that she did, because I'd rather Taylor be off as a missionary and not be seen than be denigrated like that.
Right, that's what we all said after that bullshit. When they had her on her damn hands and knees begging a slut. We all hated that. Literally, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even want to see Taylor back on screen if that's all they want to do. It's like they don't have nothing for her to do unless they need to make Brooke look better for some reason. It's just like ridiculous. If Brooke needs all that, if she literally needs Taylor for anybody to give a damn about what she's doing, maybe she needs a rest.
Of course she does. That's a given. So the whole point of them putting Taylor with somebody else, if they're not going to cast a new role, because let's be honest, at this point they only have two options: recycle was there, or cast a new character for her. Now, they're not going to cast a new character for her for one reason and one reason only. They're not going to do that until they absolutely have to. Why? Because I learned my damn lesson with Steffi in the years and years of campaigning that it took, not just externally from the fans, but internally from the actress, for them to cast somebody who wasn't freaking Liam Spencer, for Steffi to have a romantic relationship with somebody that wasn't that raggedy ass man.
And that's all we want to see. Literally, my whole thing was, let Ridge go do whatever he's going to do. Can we watch Krista Allen in a storyline, in a romantic storyline that we can enjoy? Fuck Ridge. I'm not
exactly. That's how I feel about it.
In a romantic storyline with Brooke's ex. That's just me, because it's not going to be about Taylor. I want to see a Taylor storyline. I want to see Taylor in a romance, just like I want to see Thomas in a romance. Just like I wanted to see Steffi in romance. All these characters are supposed to have a little bit of everything. Now, all the romance ain't supposed to go to Brooke and Taylor gets none. Can't that be
No,
shared?
not.
I mean, can't
No, it's not. There's
everybody
no
get
reason why she
romance
can't have a
and
romance.
heartache and all the other stuff that come along with being a soap opera character? That's all I'm asking for Taylor. That's it.
I get it, and I totally understand it. But the problem is Belle gonna be Belle. And before Belle will ever allow that to even become a thing, he wants to tread over all the territory he's already tread over. That's what this is. This is him revisiting the shit that we've already gone through over the years with Krista Allen instead of revisiting it with Hunter Tyler. So I do firmly believe that if anything does happen of a romantic nature between Taylor and Deacon, that it's going to be for reactionary reasons. That they're going to make this happen because either A, they want to see if the actors actually have any chemistry, because let's be honest, Deacon's romantic possibilities have been very limited on Bold and the Beautiful, even though the funniest thing about Deacon is this: Deacon and Brooke happened, and Hope happened, but then nothing happened between them after that because he was basically exiled as a terms of her forgiveness. He got with Macy. He was chased. He was still in love with Amber. So he's been with other women besides Brooke. But the way that the show writes it now that he's back is that he never got over her, which pisses me off because they do that with every man who's ever been with Brooke Logan, and it's a real disservice to the character when you want to pair them with somebody else down the line.
But we
Same
know
thing with Bill.
What it is. We know what it is.
Exactly.
No,
And it's aggravating as hell.
no man ever gets over Brooke Logan.
Which I still think is a damn lie, but that's just me.
This what I want to know. If Brooke decides that she won't Eric, is Donna gonna step down? Like if Ridge leaves Brooke, is Donna gonna and Brooke decide, well shit, I go back to my damn baby daddy too. What if she decides she wanna get back with Eric? Is she gonna tell Donna to stand down? Remember she told Donna to stand down when Donna was starting to fall for Ridge? And Donna was his muse, and Brooke had Donna fired from Forrester Creation because she was like, "You're just not understanding. You can't be around Ridge. And since you ain't gonna stop being around him like I told you to, I'm just gonna fire your ass. And now you ain't got no reason to be at this damn office every day in his face talking about modeling his damn clothes. Take your silly ass home. Ridge don't want you. He still love me, girl. What the fuck is you talking about? Do you know what destiny is?
Like, but that's why Donna, her favorite sister, she do what she told.
Sure do. And Donna stood the fuck down. They was in a restaurant and Brooke came and collected Ridge. Ridge and Donna was on a date and Brooke came and said, girl, I don't know what game you think you playing, but you know I done peed on Ridge's leg a long time ago. Hell, you drove me to the hospital to pee on his leg. You don't remember? Well, it was a different Donna. But don't get it twisted. Ridge is always mine. To sit your ass down. And Donna sat her ass down. She sure did. Now, what if Brooke decides she want Eric? She been sitting here waiting in the wings forever for her honey bear to get caught up. Is she gonna stand down because Brooke says she want him?
Yeah, and that's another thing that's so gross to me. We all know that Eric is basically just got a replacement Brooke, just the next best thing with Donna. It's so damn nasty and gross. That's like I just can't indulge with them either, because literally, Donna should know. Why we talk about Katie, Donna should know the same thing about Eric.
Exactly. She's a stand-in. It's very, very clear. He can't have Brooke, but he'll take her a slightly younger, just as blonde sister who also enjoys modeling lingerie for him. So
plus she comes with honey.
Exactly. Nasty honey. Oh goodness.
And that's why Katie never got in with Eric, because Katie never committed and went blonde. If Katie had to dye her hair blonde when she moved in next door, I bet you money Eric would have tried it. The only thing that keeps Katie completely from being all up in Brooke's leftovers is the fact that she is not a blonde.
And here's the funny part: Heather Tom sure was rocking blonde hair right before she left Young and the Restless. That's what's hilarious
She sure
about
was.
it.
And you know what? And she hasn't been blonde since. When she came to do Katie, I mean, it's like, I don't know, because we would expect that Belle would have preferred her to be blonde. It's like Heather Tom said, nope, I'm not dyeing my hair for no more roles. And God damn it, she stuck with it.
And good
She
for her,
must have
shit.
said, like, no, because Belle is quick to make his Logans blonde their hair. We all know that, all of them.
Katie is the only non-blonde Logan in the whole damn cavalcade.
And that's
the only one.
I don't think she was blonde. She was blonde when she was younger.
No, she wasn't.
No, she
Katie's
wasn't.
always been the brunette.
She was. You're right. She damn sure was.
And Donna wasn't even really blonde. Donna was more of a dishwater brown. Brooke was the only true blonde. Storm had
but when they get grown, they dye their hair more blonde anyway. So it would go to stand the reason that they all bleach blonde.
Yeah. Stefan, right? They was doing that chemistry test with Katie and Eric when she moved into the house next door, and thank God it didn't go nowhere. Because I'm sorry, I wasn't looking for no.
They looked like they was going there.
They was. They were.
I mean,
that hat trick. I was not there for that hat trick. I was glad it got derailed.
Right. I'm just like, this is, I was just uncomfortable with Heather Tom throwing herself a job of cook like that. I was just like, this don't look right. This just don't look right. I was like, no, I don't want to see this. I want to see this.
They all of them ran through their mama's ex-boyfriend.
That's what I mean. It's so gross. I mean, Beth Logan, Brooke Logan, Donna Logan. Katie the only one Eric ain't had. Donna the only one Rich ain't been with. Damn, Thorne had them all, ain't he? Yep, Thorne had them all.
Yeah, Thorne.
Thorne had
Thorne
Donna.
Yeah, Thorne was with Donna. He was.
Yep.
The reason, so Thorne and Donna is the reason Thorne and Eric is together, and Katie was the one who was the catalyst.
Right. Katie told that Donna was only trying to marry your boy.
Right.
To get back at your girl. Yeah,
right.
They've been doing this, and and that's the thing about Katie. That's how come I mostly liked Katie, but I can't stand Katie now that she keep on co-signing with Brooke. I cannot stand a doormat ass character like Katie that just still has Brooke back after all that she done. How many times Brooke done took Bill and kissed Bill, and I just can't with Katie anymore.
And since we've gotten on the topic of the Logan sisters, can we talk about that damn conversation they had today at Brooke's house?
Y'all
now set it up for me because y'all know I ain't see it today. What had happened?
Oh, okay. Well, here is the thing. Okay, so after Donna left the beach club, she went to Brooke's house. So because of KKL having her ankle busted, they obviously put Katie there so that Donna could tell somebody on the Logan side about her and Eric. Okay, so she went there and she basically told Katie that her and Eric were a thing. So Eric, you'll see if you go through the tag, you'll see it. But what they said was this: basically, Katie said that under normal circumstances, I think that marriages should be respected. Basically, Donna and Katie were on that hypocritical shit of basically saying that because Quinn cheated with Carter, then Donna screwing Eric really isn't that big a deal. Oh wait, and the other big part is that Donna specifically told Katie that Eric said that Quinn was in love with Carter, but had been repressing her feelings for him. And the way that they talked about this was as to say that, well, really, this situation is really Quinn's fault because she was busy denying that she was in love with another man.
Can you believe she held these feelings in for so long like that? I'm trifling. Like, excuse me, but you've been fucking this woman's husband since November, ma'am.
Can you believe that Quinn, who cheated on her husband, was actually trying to make it right with her husband in staying away from the man she cheated with to be faithful to her husband? How dare Quinn do that?
Katie,
be a wife to her husband?
Then you had nerve enough to have Katie ass sit up there and talk about, well, Carter deserves better. You just mad you didn't get to take him for a ride, heifer.
That's really
Carter
what it's
deserves
all
better.
about.
You know, and that's another thing that I don't like about these Logans. They always talking about what somebody deserves. Like they goddamn gods or something.
Well, they did have
See,
that royalty campaign a couple of years ago.
Well, I
the
remember that.
three
Please don't
goddesses and
remind me anymore.
that
Please,
made
let's
me
not.
sick.
Let's leave that where
I was
it's
as
at.
sick as Steffi with that mess. Because here's the thing, and I actually posted something on Twitter about this. This is the problem with the Logans and all of them really. Because one,
Every
to
single
have
one
to
without fail.
yeah, to have Katie sit up there, because don't let the brown hair fool you. Katie may be a brunette, but she's just like her sisters. Because to have Katie sit up there and basically say that the circumstances of what happened with Eric and Quinn and her cheating on her husband basically almost cancels out Donna cheating with Eric is bullshit because, well, honey, you didn't. That's not what you said when you caught Bill with your sister. When you found out that Bill
What
supped
about
with
when
your
Bill told
sister,
Katie that he didn't want her ass? What about that?
exactly.
That
I'm
we
like,
married, but I don't want you no more. Like the man told after he had slept with Sunshine, I'm not coming home no more. Bye.
exactly. So when Katie found out, when Taylor busted their asses down at Katie's party, and she found out that Brooke and Bill actually had slept together, and Brooke had that miscarriage or whatever the hell it is you calling it. The whole point, and Heather Time got an Emmy, got her daytime Emmy that year for that because it was a good scene. Was specifically saying that I am not responsible for the choices that you made. The fact that I yelled at y'all and the fact that I took my ring off because y'all were being inappropriate with each other and I threw my hands up and left was not a permission slip for you to screw my sister. It was not a permission slip for you to screw my husband. So for Katie to have gone through that mess with her husband and her sister, but then sit up here and basically sign off on Donna screwing Eric because, of the circumstances is ridiculous.
Well,
Utterly ridiculous.
I never felt like Queen should have been with Eric anyway.
Correct.
And Donna had a whole damn decade after Stephanie died to get with that man if she had a wanted him. I mean, Donna, she didn't. So this whole, I've been waiting so long, and like Donna did the same. Donna is worse than what they are accusing Quinn of being. Said, can you believe that she held those feelings in for so long? You sat and thirsted after Eric for 10 years, and he didn't want your ass even when he was single. So,
And Donna was so desperate that Donna was still carrying around a bottle of honey in her purse.
Thank you.
What
Like a
grown ass
McNasty.
grandmother? Donna's a grandmother. What grandmother totes around a bottle of honey to remind her of one of her ex-husbands? If
A
that's
very
not
depraved
pathetic, I
one.
don't know what it is. Donna is dumb. She's an airhead and she's a bimbo. Next.
And the thing that kicks me out the most about it, and this is a pattern with the Logan women, for the most part, is that they look for a reason to invalidate other people's marriage so that they can do what they want.
And justify their dirty shit. So
exactly.
basically what they're saying is, oh, don't look at my dirty shit. Look what you did. Look what you did. Ha 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 ha. You. But just pretending like the shit that you just did ain't happened. That's what I'm hearing, Donna. You ain't been sleeping with a married man since November.
Wait, that's the part that's funny. Donna sat up there and told Katie, well, it's not like what was going on between me and Eric was what was the word she used? Not scandalous.
Tawdry.
What I ended up saying tawdry in response to that because somebody had posted something. I was like, well, girl, you've been meeting this man in a damn hotel room. Oh, wait, she said that what her and Eric had, that it wasn't sorted.
Yeah.
It's not. Yes, it wasn't sorted. Their getting together wasn't sorted.
How the hell was when the people who work at the damn family club knows that Mr. Forrester has been spending time in Cabana number 24? They know
exactly
that shit by himself. They see who else is going to Cabana 24. You the damn
exactly. You've been
of the club. That's why I want Bill Spencer to get on this shit, because all the employees at the club got the tea because they've seen it. They've been talking. They've been gossiping at the club.
Exactly. So I'm sitting up here, honey. How much more sordid or tawdry does it get? The whole staff apparently knew that Mr. Forrester was meeting you in bungalow number 24. That's how regularly y'all were meeting there. And you were meeting him there on a regular in nothing but your drawers and with a bottle of honey.
Right.
That sounds kind of tawdry to me. I don't know what her definition is, but yeah, seems to fit the bill.
So that's Brad Bell telling us that that's the way the situation gonna be. That's the way that arm of the story ends.
And this is the part that ultimately is what gets on my nerves the absolute most. And this is this. Here's the thing. Whenever any mess goes down in a married couple, if somebody has been wronged and another person has to forgive them for that, they are the only person whose forgiveness counts. That's it. Because that's the thing. The only person who needs to forgive for anybody to move forward is the person who was wronged in that situation. And in a husband and wife situation, that's either the husband or the wife. It's not the ex-wife. It's not the in-laws. It's not the baby mom or any of this other shit, because y'all don't matter in the situation. So one of the main problems with Logan's is, even if there's a problem in a marriage, because that's what they like to look for. They like to look for cracks and work on those cracks till they get what they want. Even if there's a problem in a marriage, if the husband chooses to forgive the wife, then guess what? It's done. Because nobody needs you to forgive the person for what they did, because you're not the wrong party. Okay? You're not the person who got screwed over. So for the Logans to be dragging out the whole, well, Quinn did sleep with Carter thing pisses me off, because Eric was the one who made the decision to forgive Quinn for it. Nobody made him do it. Nobody forced him to get back with Quinn. Quinn signed the divorce papers and was ready to let him go. He chose to forgive her for what had occurred so that they could move forward as a couple. And then he completely reneged on it by not actually doing any of the work and then just turning around and screwing Donna. But I always hate this phrasing from them, like somehow their opinion about what that person did means anything in the context of that marriage. Bitches, y'all ain't nobody. If your name ain't on the marriage certificate, your opinion doesn't matter. The reason it pisses me off is because it's not the first time I saw it. Same thing happened with Steffi, Liam, and Hope. Steffi slept with Bill. Liam forgave her for it, but it didn't matter that Liam forgave her for it, because as far as Hope was concerned, his forgiveness to her meant nothing, because now she was unworthy and he was free game. Right. Now, of course, all these years later, hey, it worked out how it needed to. Steffi got a good man. You keep what you keep what you kill, Hope. Keep it. But my point is, these women inserting themselves as third parties because they don't forgive other people for their indiscretions makes me sick, because it's not your place to forgive nothing. You're nobody. But then again, it's also those men's fault, because they don't put these tramps in their place. Okay, that's the same, and that's the whole reason Quark is over now anyway, because Brooke gets to hold anything she wants over Quinn's head and treat her like shit, and Eric never put a stop to it.
Never. It got bad. Quinn put a stop to it. Quinn slapped that hoe down.
Like she should have.
Knees. To her
like
knees.
She should have.
She didn't ask for no help from Eric. She took care of it right on time. Eric was so upset by it. He was so upset by his wife standing up for herself in her home, in her living room, to his ex-wife. He was so upset about it, his little wiener went soft.
Exactly.
Because it remained soft. So,
and they could drag all they want. All they want for Quinn and Carter having slept together and Quinn cheating on her husband. Those of us who were watching know what the origin of the cracks in the Quirk marriage were, and that kind of shit was. And yes, you are absolutely right. It is part the men's fault, because they don't put these women in their places. They don't. If a third party is trying to get in the middle of your marriage and they don't tell you anything about you stepping out of line, about talking about their wife or what they did any kind of way, and it's already settled business between the two of you, their asses is wrong and that woman is wrong. That's why I don't go for this shit about women fighting over men. You need to check your raggedy ass husband, because he's the one with the real problem. That's why, as far as Donna's concerned, I'm fine with her getting a slap for being a tart, but I wanted Eric to lose some serious money over it, because he's the one who's at fault for this more than anybody out of the whole mess.
Right. But see, in Belle's world, And this is the way it goes in Belle's world. These women, these Logan women, in Belle's world, that's how it goes. So now, since that's the way it goes, can't we get something else? Since they gonna always present themselves as another option or solution to another married man, so they can have them, and like you said, make all the excuses under the sun why they deserved that married man that already had a family and children. So can we at least get something else going on? Like you said, Eric should have been punished. Taylor need to be, like you're saying, getting down on something, but not Deacon. Steffi got hers coming up. I heard we got some fin today. So y'all tell me about that because I didn't see it today.
Okay, they were like the C story, so that wasn't a whole lot. And yes, you are right, Amaya. Ridge is the horror of Beverly Hills, no doubt. So, we got Sheila. Basically, it was more Sheila than Finn because Finn still hasn't woken up yet. And so she's going on about how she needs Finn to wake up, and then talking about, you know how Sheila talked to herself when she gets
I
mad.
love it. So Sheila talked to herself. You know, I'm gonna watch this shit tonight.
Yeah, she was talking to herself.
I'm gonna watch Sheila tonight. I love it.
And she was saying about how she didn't mean to kill Lee. I was like, oh my Lord. Girl, if every time you say that, every time Sheila says she ain't mean to kill somebody, I'd be like, girl, you lying.
Right? Because she don't have no remorse afterwards. She clean up crime scenes and all that. She be having all the presence of mind. It's like just like his habit. Oh, let me go ahead and clean up this murder scene. You feel me?
Exactly.
You know, I'm trying to tell you, yeah, she means it. It was an accident. Oh hell no, it wasn't no accident. So
Y'all,
my baby Finn, was he still
I think I found the spoiler picture. Go ahead and finish, but I'm gonna share this picture.
Okay.
Go ahead, finish. Tell me what's going on.
No, you go ahead and finish talking while I figure out this picture.
No, darling, tell me what's going on.
Oh, okay. So she was talking about how she needed Finn to wake up and how she's never going to be separated from her boy again. I'm sitting up here going, look, Annie Wilkes, I know where this is all going to go, and I'm just hoping she don't show up with a mallet to break Finn goddamn feet.
Right. Oh, that's Finn.
That's Finn. And Jill?
It's that shirt. I remember that shirt. He's worn that shirt before.
Have we seen this before? Because somebody is saying that this is the week of July. Hold on, let me go back because I can't read it here.
That must have been last July.
It says last July. They got married in November, girl. Spoilers for the week of July 11th. Sheila gets agitated as Finn fights back. Brooke and Ridge hone in on Sheila's accomplice, and then Quinn corners a startled Darla. And then this person says, so Finn, who's been in a coma for a month, flatlines, heart stops, gets shocked, wakes up completely, and is so aware he's able to get up. So I think this is a spoiler picture. I don't know.
And they're at the Cliff House? That's a risky place for Sheila to show her ass if Taylor and Tom is still staying there.
I'm trying to remember the talks that they had. Is this the day that she came up to the house and wanted to hold Hayes and he let her do it and then Steffi came home?
Hold on, I'm going to check right quick because I know exactly what episode that is on Paramount because when Steffi was in that yellow and let her hand fly, I was, ooh, child, waka!
Yeah, this could be, you're right, Sam. That could be an old picture, but they're using it to promote next week's spoilers.
Yeah,
that must I'm a sucker for a fly.
But you see,
I'm a sucker for a hot slap.
Let me go back to sharing because I just saw another picture.
Show it to me, girl.
Hold on a second. I forgot. I keep forgetting how I do this thing. It's the tab over on the ground. Okay, you see this outfit that Sheila has on here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is that outfit the same as this?
No.
Very like this or very like this?
Because I remember that picture. That's an old picture.
Okay.
Period. That's period. That's old.
Okay. I believe you. And you know, Darling is our is our resident fashion expert. So she says she remember she gonna look for it.
I do. I'm scanning now.
Oh, it's
because
I remember because that's that
TV
shirt.
too.
Because that's that shirt he was wearing. When him and Steffi made up, and she was wearing that pink dress, and he wanted to make out, but she had to go to work. And when she walked out the door, Sheila was coming through the damn back door, saying Finn. And Finn looked at her because I remember because when he was kissing Steffi, his shirt was unbuttoned and open. But when the next
okay,
scene,
hold
when he
on. Let's
turned
see.
around
So
to Sheila, his
August.
shirt was buttoned up. I was like, well, damn.
The way
Okay,
that you
let's see
remember
what I
what
can
this man wears is a little bit disturbing. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. I'm just
Oh,
saying the way
so
that you
listen,
remember the details on the day of what this man was wearing.
and especially when the shirt has been unbuttoned. Yeah,
Let's
You,
because
see. Hold
because the scene
on.
started. Girl, please, I can even tell you how the scene started. The scene started with him laying over the fan
Okay, hold on.
sweating.
Okay, so all right, so it wasn't okay. So it was not when Steffi came home in that cute yellow suit and caught her hole in haze, because Finn
Nope,
was in an olive green shirt in that one. So it wasn't
correct.
that one.
It was
So
when
let me
Sheila
go
fake
ahead.
fainted. Go back to Sheila fake fainting in the house. The same day
oh yeah, when she back.
when
Oh
she fake
yes,
fainted. That was the day
you're
Sheila fake
right.
fainted.
Okay, things become tense when Steffi accuses. Okay, that was in early September because a lot of this stuff played out before the Taylor recast. And here's the thing:
All
I'm
of that
proud
was
of
before
Sam for
Taylor.
paying
All
attention.
of that was before
Yes,
Taylor. We thought we was
yes, it
done
was.
with Sheila, as a matter of fact, because Sheila wasn't doing shit. And
Exactly.
then we
That's
got
the
Taylor
thing.
to something.
Soap opera viewership over years and decades is an endurance sport. It's not a sprint. It's an endurance sport. So yeah, remembering who was wearing what when some shit went down is a skill.
Yeah,
Facts.
So let's see.
because I
Okay,
know I've
so are
been
we at the
in big
hospital? No, we're
moments
at Forrester.
and I can't tell
So
you nothing.
if it was if Paris was at the hospital, I believe that was the day. Yeah, because it was Steffi wasn't there this day because was Steffi there? Because remember
Okay.
Paris had
All
snuck
right.
off to go to the
What was that?
hospital
Okay.
Boxing Day.
Was that okay? So it was a black plaid. It was a dark plaid. It was a black shirt with like plaid designs over it, wasn't it?
Who's on?
The picture, that Bubble showed.
Yeah,
Finn had on it was a blue and dark blue and light blue like plaid, short
I'm gonna
sleeve,
show it again
short
Okay.
sleeve, and
because
Because I remember. Because part of this is that I remember it was right after the break when Tanner had that high and tight haircut.
there you go.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what it's darker on my phone on the app, but it's the same shirt. So yeah, that's when they remember when they had the break, and you can tell when the break happened because one episode Tanner had his long
a
surfer
buzz
boy
cut,
looking hair, and then
and
he
then he
came
had a
back with
buzz
that
cut.
high and tight simplified shit. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly and that is the shirt that he was wearing.
Yep,
So Sam is correct.
I know I'm right. I told you that shirt was
Girl,
unbuttoned.
we
The
just
scene before this, the shirt was wide open, and him and Steffi was kissing, and then she left him, and he was standing there. And I remember looking at his chest when she was walking out the door. And then the next scene, Sheila came in, and the same shirt was all the way buttoned up. I was like, well, damn, all the pecs are gone. Okay, so I remember that. That's an old ass picture.
see.
Mm-hmm. And see, and this is the thing. They put Finn in a lot of plaid. So
I hate that.
it's
I absolutely can't stand it. I actually sent Tanner a direct message and told him, please tell them to stop putting you in plaid. I think I've probably sent that direct message more than one damn time to please stop letting them put you in plaid, in solids only. I keep telling him that solids only. I don't know why they keep putting him in plaids.
That is
That's Liam's thing. Let Liam wear that shit.
that is
well,
true.
I
So
will
is Liam's thing.
That is Liam thing.
I
And
think
sometimes
I
Wyatt
think
too.
part of it I think a part of it is that I think wardrobe tries much harder with the ladies than they do with the men. They really do. The men is kind of like we got to put clothes on them. They can't be here naked, unfortunately. So it's just gonna be whatever. So I really feel like they be going out there and just buy. I mean, I mean, at least they're doing something a little different, I guess, because it's summertime now. But yeah, before all they had Liam and Finnan was stripes and plaids, and it drove me nuts. Because I'm like, oh, Lord, you look like you just came off of TGIF in the 90s, boy. Can't they put you in something else? And it was them two, and it pretty much was them two exclusively. For some reason, somebody decided that they belonged in plaids and they belonged in stripes. Sometimes Thomas would get it too. He'd get caught, and somebody really had a thing for plaid shirts at one point. Because there was a time when there was not all the men except Ridge, guys like Ridge and Bill were wearing plaid, and then they had Zende, they let him be like the one male who had like adventurous wardrobe, but nobody else. That was it. Mm-mm-mm. So I am curious about Monday's show because we're still a day off. So we're going to get the conclusion of this Paris Carter mess. Because you notice how they just the camera for the last 3 minutes after he kissed Paris's hand, and then he went and swept Quinn up in his arms and did her in that little spin and whatnot. They did not even pan back to Paris's face once. That's how much of a non-issue she was about that scene. Was that the camera? Because normally I was anticipating them panning back to see her crying or looking distraught or destroyed or something. Nope, they wasn't doing that. All the focus was on Quarter and on nothing else. Period. I was like, mercy, mercy, mercy.
So now, what else happened today? So we got Sheila talking to herself over Finn. Does Finn look like his hair has grown out any longer? Because he's been in the bed for a little bit. If you got a 5 o'clock shadow?
Yeah, he do. He got fuzz. He has fuzz on his face, which is actually normal because I swear if they had him sitting up there clean shaven, I'd be like, y'all not trying to keep this story consistent, bro. Who the hell is shaving him?
Right. We need to actually see somebody shaving him for that shit to fly. So that's fantastic. Okay, so that's good. It's a crisp white t-shirt.
Okay, and then we had Donna and Katie having their conversation, and then we had Thomas and Taylor at the Cliff House having their conversation, which was mostly
tell me about that. Y'all didn't tell me about that.
Okay, all right. Well, Thomas has moved into the Cliff House to keep an eye. Keep an eye on Taylor because Sheila's out. But more or less, their conversation centered mostly around worrying about the situation with Sheila, hoping things were okay with Steffi and the kids in Europe, but also about Thomas was on his Parent Trap shit too, trying to kind of get information on, if there'd been any progress with his parents. And Taylor was just non-committal about the whole thing because she was like, we're just staying at Eric's because he is got things to think about. And he was basically trying to be encouraging, telling Taylor that, that his father is much better off with her than with Brooke. And Taylor was just basically like, that may be, but your father's an idiot and he gonna do what he won't do.
Yeah.
And not really, Taylor was really unbothered by it, which I appreciated. Because one thing I don't want to see is Ridge going back to Brooke and Taylor being brokenhearted over it. I've had enough of that for 20 years. I don't want to see that bullshit anymore.
Yeah, I'm sick of it too.
Right. And we all want something different. Especially Krista Allen out of this new actress, we really want to be able to see her range. So we want to see her we don't want her in a box.
Right. So the good news is on Monday we shall finally get to see Steffi for the first time in a long time.
I got to work on Monday too. My ass got to work on the holiday, and I got to work at the office.
Girl, yes,
they really dragging me. They really dragging me, y'all. I think that's why my temperament has been off.
I can't talk. I'm probably not gonna be in a good mood next week myself either.
I can't let it slip at work. So as soon as I get off, this is my only outlet, and I think all my rage comes out right here. I love it.
I don't know where to be watching shit at work. I'm not even gonna lie.
They don't play that at my job, child. They be trying to find phones, honey. I mean, they be trying to find them, like peeking over, like, bruh, God, I ain't even got my phone. You feel me? It's
girl, my earbud would be in my ear and nobody would know because my dreads cover my ears. Well, my hair. My hair covers my ears. I have my little black earbud popped in my ear, and if I can't watch it, I bet you I'm gonna be listening to it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I was able to make sure my lunch is exactly at 12:30. So if I have the ability to watch, I usually can go ahead and watch while I eat my sandwich or my salad for lunch. Oh, I did see that Queen Libra Bubbles. She wants your take on Esme since it looked like we winding down.
Oh
I
yeah.
need to let you get to General Hospital.
Let me give y'all Esme in 6 minutes. Y'all, I worship the very air that Esme Prince breathes because she is always breathing some kind of scheme. Today was a master class in getting what you want out of a man who ain't got no damn business giving it to you. Now, Kevin told them people at Spring Ridge that Esme is fired. She can't be there no more because she trying to get close to Ryan and he don't want that, so Esme can't be there. What does Esme do? Child, she gonna go to Nicholas Cassadine. I know, Nicholas, that you're such a big old important man with big old important connections, and you're just
Big old important muscles.
you don't have time for just little old me just worrying you about piddly shit. But do you think that maybe you could talk to some of these people that you know and get me my internship back? Because I really want to do this as my life's goal and dream is just to figure out why people do shit. And Nicholas was like, well, I don't know nobody, Esme. She said, oh, well, I guess this is my punishment for sleeping with my boyfriend's daddy. It's what's gonna come down to this, that's what I get. I just should, this is all on me. I'm sorry, I never should have. What Nicholas do, girl, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you that internship back. I'm gonna go talk to somebody. I don't know who I'm gonna talk to, but I'm gonna talk to him and I'm gonna get you your internship back. And she jumped in his arms and wrapped her arms around his neck. Oh, Nicholas, thank you so much, Nicholas. And she's grinning like the fucking Cheshire cat, and I'm screaming because we just got through looking at Ava talking to Scott, talking about, well, I feel like this divorce ain't gonna end like Nicholas thinks. I feel like if we get divorced, that's it. It's over. Yes, ma'am, it is because Esme is running these streets.
Wait a minute. So who told Ava that? Scotty told Ava that, or Ava told Scotty that?
Ava told Scotty that.
Well, then why is Ava gonna do it? Ava, see, now this is gonna piss me off. Ava is 1,000 times smarter than that goddamn knucklehead Nicholas. And if this story is written for her to look like a total fool, I'm gonna be pissed off. She better be sniffing out Esme. Now, I don't mind if she dumped Nicholas. I have no dog in that race right there. But Ava ain't no damn fool. And she better not be a damn fool in this story. And I'm gonna be looking for it. I'll be dragging her in these damn streets.
Well, you better not want to get ready to drag her because Scott asked her, are you going to sign these papers or not? Because, I got other shit to do. I got cases out here to run. I got Obrecht to fuck. What you doing, girl? And
okay.
And so she was like, I don't know, Scott. I mean, I kind of see what Nicholas is saying, but also I really don't see what Nicholas is saying because if we go through with this divorce, I feel like it's going to be found. Like something in my bones is telling me that if I divorce Nicholas, I'm not going to want him back. And right now I want him, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And Scott was like, look, kid, I got the bounce. You figure your shit out. Figure your shit out and let me know. But yes, honey, Esme is running them fools in these streets. Do you hear me? Esme is running these fools. She's got the whole town trying to nab her on Trina on this phone thing. She got the whole.
Oh yes, she got all the she got Curtis and Carter and TJ, which I love them. Yeah. I loved all that shit they did yesterday. Did you see those scenes?
Yes.
Yes, honey, it gave me so much life. It was good. So we got more of that.
Girl, Esme's milkshake done brought everybody to the yard. Them people right there, Sonny is involved still.
I thought Sonny was still, because Sonny picked her up at one point. Even Rory now, Rory had let her know that he was on, that they was basically checking out her phone, that they knew that she had something to do with the phone.
Right.
Remember?
Rory's trying to get information.
Yes,
Damn
and of course,
Cameron's out here trying to
Trina
get
and
information.
Jocelyn. Right.
Spencer's getting ready to fake her DNA test to
So
get
listen,
her
now what
back.
what has not happened though is Spencer ain't had sex with her yet. We need Spencer to have sex with Esme so we can have a Huda Cassadine daddy.
Nope. At this point, I don't even want that. I want it to be no doubt that it's Nicholas's. I want it to be no doubt. So
Nick deserves it. Nick so deserves
he
it.
deserves it.
Well, that would be good for me too. I would love that, but I won't. I don't know. I think I need for it. Well, it would affect his boy anyway. What's his name? Spencer. Yeah, it would affect Spencer greatly because I'm sure it'll really wreck his relationship with Spencer at that point.
It
You
will.
know.
But so the drama for Spencer is going to be getting Trina back from Rory because she ain't thinking about no Spencer Cassidy.
She ain't even going to his ass.
Rory. She is done told Josh today that she likes Rory. I think she about ready to bounce on him if she get an opportunity. But that's how Trina she
Right,
is.
because I think she at this point trying to live her life because she see how everything moves and changes so quickly. She did say something to that respect one day that she just wants to live and be happy at this point. And she was looking at that boy, and that boy is cute, honey. He is cute, honey. Yes, and it is the summertime. I mean, come
And
on.
they at the
Did
pool
you see how cute
all the
they was
time.
poolside?
Yeah.
They
And
are
despite
such
the
darlings. I just love that whole family, all the way from Marshall, all the way on down, and even include the ex-wife, the district attorney. I think that's what's her name, Jordan.
I know who you're talking about. I can't
And
Jordan.
despite the complications we may have with it on other stories, I say, hey, let Trina have her damn hot girl summer. Shit. Sure.
And you know what? I also wouldn't be mad if that girl got pregnant and it did end up being Spencer's and he had to sit there and watch Trina live her best life with Rory while he is stuck with Esme and Ava still ain't gonna want Nicholas even though it ain't his baby because what the hell is you doing fucking your own son's girlfriend?
And Nicholas ain't gonna want to let Esme go. At this point, the only reason why Nicholas asked Ava for a divorce is because he wanted Esme. Let's all keep it real. We're not gonna forget the fact that Nicholas basically came up with this "let's get divorced to get back together" idea moments after he had slept with Esme. He still had Esme on his clothes and on his breath.
Did.
So he actually came up with that because he legitimately wanted a divorce.
Yeah. And because he had expected her to want to be done with him. That's why he slept with Esme. Because he was sitting there like, oh, I thought we was finished. And she was like, we just had to fight. What you talking about?
Exactly.
What are you talking about? And
he up here pulling a Ross Geller. I thought we was on break shit.
Right. Exactly. Because that's the can't wait the after the homie. So that's the thing. Nicholas was took the first opportunity that he could to get in that girl draws, and we all sat there and watched her set him up the whole time. He been eating out of her hands from the moment but even before she moved into that damn on the damn island.
Yep, he been buying it lock, stock, and two smoking barrels.
Way.
And she gonna get.
So remember, y'all, it was months ago. I said, no, I think that Nicholas got a plan to trap her. Remember, I kept saying that like
I told you no.
You sure did, and it came to fruition. I was like, that's like I say, Ava is much smarter than dumbass Nicholas. I mean, at least Ava had Esme pegged from day one.
Well, I
can't wait for Ava. Now I love Esme too because I love the villains, but I cannot wait for those two baddies to go at it. You know what I mean? Because Avery Poole is a great little actress, and Mara West is gonna put it on her ass, and she ain't gonna go easy on her. That's gonna be remarkable. I'm expecting some Emmy-winning work.
But she don't as good as she get because Esme is crazy and she knows how to hold her own. And
Yes, that's what I mean. This actress is this Avery Poole is absolutely fantastic. And I
yeah,
mean, she can do the crazy and she can do the the vulnerable. Those scenes that she did with Laura,
Mhm.
what's
yes,
the actress's name? I forget her name.
Jenny Francis.
There you go. There you go. I worked all day. My brain be fried. Um, those scenes that she did with Jeannie Francis, that's where I was like, okay, no, she's really good because she has completely sold me on a whole nother side of
Esme.
Esme. So yes, I can't. If you get to see a scene with her and Laura, it's gonna be worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
just put it out there
Yeah,
like
and
that.
SB Writer on YouTube said Esme is a pot stirrer. That's why people like her. She may be trouble, but she makes shit happen, and
That's the
that's
way
what
we
you
love them.
need on soaps.
That's right. That's what we need on. That's what a soap opera character is supposed to do.
You're supposed to make
Make
stuff
things happen.
happen.
And
Yes,
she do.
let the drama happen and fall where it may. That's why I love Nina ass. Yep, what Nina doing? Because I know she doing something she shouldn't.
Girl, she about the Metro Court to make Carla look stupid while they sitting there talking about, well, where you gonna get the money from? I asked Nan
So
for
they
the
did talk
money.
more about that today. Huh?
Yeah, don't ask Nan for the money. You can't ask Nan for the money. Well, I asked for the
No,
money.
she better not ask Ned for the money. So listen. So Ned is on the board of directors.
What at ELQ?
Yes.
Yeah,
And what is his other position? CFO.
technically, that's the thing. Ned basically is who's supposed to be running ELQ. That's the truth of it. That's how Edward
Yeah,
always
but we know Valentin
intended.
is running it, right?
Right, yeah. But Valentin is the one who's running it.
Right.
But yeah, Valentin and basically Valentin and Ned basically, kicked Michael and your boy in the ass as they deserve.
They
Carly
should.
sat up here. Carly sat up here and did the stupidest shit that she could have ever possibly done because
She put up
that
her
ain't no
business.
better than shit. She put up her business under the assumption she would be able to buy it back quickly, only to
Plus
find out that
3%.
her stock, yeah, her stock has tanked, and technically, I think all of this kind of qualifies as insider trading, but that's just my opinion because it sort of sounds like it. The stock has tanked, and she does not have the money to buy back the Metro Court. And the thing is, Carly has always had an affinity for men with money. That's the
Yep.
thing. Her men, she has consistently chosen men in her life who have money. Sonny, Jax, Alcazar, whoever she was with, they was not no broke mofos ever. But the thing is, she's now in a position where she is on her own and she can't ask none of these people for no money. So I don't know what the hell she gonna do.
She gonna have a shit fit with Nina by the Metro Court. That's all she can do. That's all you.
Exactly. She gonna have a damn aneurysm. But she deserves it. She did this to herself.
Yep. You should have never.
Listening to Michael's stupid ass.
Right. And now your ass
And
out,
who listens to damn Michael?
Carly.
And
I
that's
don't
what
know.
her ass gets. Y'all know I
Carly.
ain't watched GH today, but I be on my GH. I have been quite enjoying it. So what my baby Ned did today? Was everybody yelling at him?
I don't remember seeing him, but then again, I only watched it for Esme.
Okay, yeah, because I can't have this. I can't have people mad at Ned because Ned was all in the right. Because how they gonna come up with a plan to basically unseat me, do it all behind my back, tell me I ain't shit I can do about it, but we still cool. Oh hell to the no. Ned was supposed to do what Ned did and said no. Whatever your plan is, it's not
Exactly.
gonna
He
happen.
handled it.
Period. I mean, period. That's what I've been waiting for. Literally, that's what I kept turning on GH for. Waiting for Ned to drag Michael down. And then while Michael's down, I want Sonny to finish him. I want Sonny to finish him.
I think Ned working with Michael though.
Ned
Oh, you
working
do?
with Michael.
Who was it? Michael and somebody else is working together.
Michael and Drew was working
It was
together
Michael and
too.
Drew.
Yeah, that
They
was
was
Michael
the
and
one.
Drew.
Yeah, those
they
idiots.
had done basically, came up with a plan to, kick Ned out. Ned, right? Just basically, well, we gonna do something else. Oh, hell no. So I don't blame Ned.
No.
But Olivia was yelling at Ned because y'all had a chance to get Victor out. You need to listen to Ned and hear Ned out. They was basically stabbing me in the back. They was pulling the C's on me. They literally was stabbing me. And then looking in my face, smiling, and then saying, "But we still family, and you just still got to go along with it."
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Trash. Nope, that was trash. Trash.
I mean, hell, not to mention the fact that Valentine worked his ass off to get that 50%. So he ain't really for nothing, so for nobody bullshit at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So Valentine got 50%. So he don't have control. So how does he? Because nobody has control if it's nobody has 51%.
Well, he has. Well, that's the thing. It's all about who has votes. The ELQ is much more complicated than Forrester Enterprises because they have way more people who have gotten portions. Like that's the thing. The Quartermains are very big about giving portions of stock to their children. So basically, every Quartermain child has some kind of stock. So they're like a voting shareholder, even if they don't have anything to do with the business. And they either don't vote or they let somebody else vote for them. So I don't remember the exact combination of whose portions that Valentine managed to get a hold of.
But he even got some of Drew's. He even got some of Drew's stock because that's what Drew was saying when he came back. Because I don't even know who Drew is, but I remember when he came back, and he said that because Sam had to sign over her stocks to Valentine, so Valentine got some of Drew's stock because Drew left it to Sam, or either left it to his kid with Sam, and Valentine,
Scout and Danny,
something. And Valentine basically said sign over the stock, so blase and whatever, and they went with it. Oh, our theme music. I like overtimes on Fridays, but I'm gonna let y'all help us go to sleep.
Yeah, and they show fireworks here, and I have firework reactive dogs. So I need.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to nurse them.
Oh
Put on
Lord,
nice soothing music. All right, Bubs, you take care of those pups. And darling, y'all have a good night. Who's over here on the chat? We got Tiara on the chat. Good night, Tiara. We got
Drew is Jason's twin. I forgot that is who he is.
Stefan and Amaya.
Oh, and SB Ryder out on YouTube as well.
SB Ryder, and we got Renee. Renee, yes,
and Miss Queen Lee.
Yes. And I will see y'all back here on Monday when we finally get to see our girl our girl Steffi, and our man Finn again, at least inside the same show, even if they're not together yet.
I can't wait.
Soon.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Good night.
Y'all have a good night.